early this month by the minister or cabinet secretary responsible for finance issuing a circular, and the circular contains guidelines on how the budget ought to be prepared. So that circular made it mandatory for each and every government, ministry, department, and agency to invite stakeholders and allow them to give submissions in whatever priority areas they would want that agency, which in our case EACC, what are your priorities which you may want EACC to implement in line with its mandate, so that whatever we are implementing are not only programs or activities conceptualized from our part. Because ideally, most of the budget which we've been preparing are conceptualized from director, deputy director, the CEO, and the management, how we interpret our mandate. But for going forward, the government has made it mandatory that we align the budget with the requirement of the people, ostensibly on account that our Constitution, Article 1 declares that all sovereign power belongs to the people, and the government exercises power as been donated by the people. Article 10, sub 2A also provides public participation as a core national value and governance principle that ought to be followed in governance. And more particularly, if you read the Public Finance Management Act, which is guiding planning and budgeting and use of government money, Section 69, 1D, deals with matters transparency and public accountability, and outlines mechanisms by which the government and all its actors can engage the people. So that is why we are here with you, to ensure that, to give you an opportunity to participate in this in the budget we are making for 2027-28 financial year. If you look at it, somebody would say, why you and not the entire public? Is because of just the timeline which is required, and also the logistical requirements to meet the public would have been too protracted. So we went for a blend where we can call our stakeholders and blend it with the opinion shapers from our community here in Mombasa, and get the views which we will hopefully believe will reflect what the people expect. Having laid that that framework, then comes the issue on why we are here. Director did allude to it, which is to collect your views. It's basically your day. As is only that if we came and said muanze kuongea, you will not know what to talk about. But it is your day. We expect that you will give us your views and recommendations on the proposed priorities which you expect EACC should integrate in its budget and plans as we finalize and or prepare the budget for implementation. Then it will also ensure that whatever you are suggesting is we align it with the national development priorities and alongside our strategic objectives. And the key thing why we are doing this is that the public can effectively own the budget which the government and us will be preparing. The issue is ownership, because we are your servants, and if whatever we are doing you are not happy with, then we are not, we cannot improve as required. Then I don't want, because it is your day, I'll go quickly towards the mandate of the commission. The mandate is well written down there. Our role as a commission is to fight corruption and unethical conduct, undertaking investigations on matters corruption and unethical practices or conduct. We trace illegally and corruptly acquired assets and wealth. Then we, that is what we do under enforcement. Then we have awareness creation, and then we have a whole lot of activities which supports the implementation of the Constitution, especially matters of promotion of standards and best practices, and the entire whole story of strengthening ethics and integrity in the country. We also know that laws have been changing, and now we have the Commission must oversight the implementation of Code of Ethics and Integrity, as well as the mandate on economic crime have been expanded to include matters of money laundering. So that is our mandate. So whatever you want us to do for you, ideally ought to align with that mandate. You, for example, once you are aware of that, that is where we want you to help us. Then the second thing I want to enlighten you on is the nature of our budget, how our budget has been looking like. I just want to take not all the years. I'm not going to bore you with a long story about how much we have been given. I just want to take the year, which is 2025, 2026, and the Commission's recurrent budget, meaning the budget we use not on development, or the Commission's recurrent budget was at 4.3 billion. That is the money we use to pay salaries, and we use to run all our operations and maintenance. Then the Commission has also had a small budget allocation for matters development, and this one was for the refurbishment of the Integrity Center. So don't expect development that it means we will be constructing roads. It was for refurbishment of Integrity Center. Then the financial year 2026-27, now at least our budget has been expanded, and we thank the government. It has been expanded to approximately 4.9 billion. You can see it is growing from 4.3 to 4.9. Somebody may ask, why did it grow that much? I can explain that. The government supported the Commission by recruiting additional officers, around 100 of them, to support investigation, asset recovery, and tracing, especially with the expanded mandate. So that is why the budget went up to 4.9. Again, we were given development of 123 million to support the finalization of the refurbishment of the Integrity Center. So in terms of budget. That is what we have, and we expect that we may be with your whatever priorities you will be saying, which we will add with ours, and then we table to the National Treasury for funding. Then we expect the budget to be around that level. In terms of achievement, this is always the sweetest bit. The Commission is finalizing its annual report for last financial year, and once it has been finalized, the Commission will release it accordingly. But I can say a number of things that these are temporary figures. They are not final because we are cleaning them. I know we are always interested in the number of files investigated and sent to ODPP. We did send 178 files which were finalized. That doesn't mean that that is the only work which the Commission did. Those are the files which began and ended completely. But if you look at the number of files the Commission was investigating, my colleague will tell you there are several, because they are at various stages of investigation. But the ones we were able to finalize are averaging 178. I think the final figure will be released as we finalize or launch the annual report. Then asset tracing and recovery, the preliminary figures, because we've not finalized our valuations, is around 3.6 billion in terms of corruptly and illegally acquired wealth, which we traced and recovered. Then we did examinations. We reached, we also did a number of sensitization sessions, and those are broadly in terms of what we achieve. Going forward, what are we looking at as our targets for this financial year? As our strategic plan, this financial year, we want to at least push for 436 cases to be finalized. That is what has been funded. Then we also want to preserve and we want to recover around 4.5 billion illegally or unexplained assets and wealth. All the cases we are undertaking, most of the cases we think we will do them 100%, and that is a snippet of what already has been funded. For the things we want to do in 2027, 2028, I would admit we have a strategic plan, and it is there in our website where we will pick activities. But the requirement which we have before us is that we start with you to give us what you think should form part of our priority. So the engagement we are having today is not an exercise in futility, like we already have a budget prepared and then we are calling you. We have zero, isn't it? We have no budget. We know we have a mandate, but we are requesting for your inputs to allow us now also with your ideas and whatever we have in our strategic plan, combine it and then pick on what the government can fund for this financial year. In terms of expectation, I did say we are here and we invite you to submit your proposals in terms of priority. We are fighting corruption on your behalf, and we expect you to give us what you tend to think, if we do, will allow us to create the highest level of impact isn't it, without relying on our studies. We also have studies which we have done, which tells us the nature, forms, and even how to fight corruption. But this is an opportunity for you to direct where money should be put. And for the region, and you, should you have, you will be given an opportunity to give us that priority program. If some of us are not good at talking, but if you feel our regional head is around, if you can't submit it today, just ensure you submit to the office, and then they will package it and ensure that your intervention is included. With those many remarks, I think now we are aware of what we've called you for, and I thank you very much for listening at what I've said. Thank you.
So I think in a nutshell, what my colleague has indicated, with the money we were given in the last financial year, averaging about 4.8 billion. Recover corruptly acquired assets worth 3.6 billion. But if you check over 10 years or thereabout, we have recovered assets over 30 billion in this country. We have a lot of cases in court on unexplained wealth and recoveries, over 400 billion. We have also disrupted through covert means, stealing of public funds, averting the loss, again over 40 billion Kenya shillings. So that is in a nutshell, but the money we were given in the last financial year. 3, we were able to examine institutions. We are also telling public entities, you need to strengthen your systems so that we can reduce opportunities for corrupt practices. So in the last financial year, that was done in 16 county governments. And in fact, as we speak, we have already come back to Mombasa. Today, the prevention team is discussing with the county government, because we did a corruption risk assessment here. We gave a set of recommendations for them to implement. The team now is back to verify whether the county government has indeed implemented or what are the emerging issues. So we don't just come and talk, we also come back to assure that things have been done. We also educate the public on your role to fight corruption. It's important to know that. The ladies in the room, the youth who are here, you have a very important role to play in public education. I have not seen the Maendeleo ya Wanawake coming to EACC and saying, we want to partner in educating the women, for instance. Unaelewa? I have not heard about it. I know Madam up there, she is doing a good job, but how do we bring it to the grassroots so that you champion the war against corruption? So that is what we have done with what Kenyans gave us. We are lucky to get a little bit more in the current financial year to do more for this country. And some of the priorities for the year he has mentioned, 436 cases to be investigated. We want to recover 2.4 billion. We want to reach out to more counties, because tunaona if the EACC moves from one county government to the other, it will not be easy. We want to empower these counties to carry out their own CRAs, so that sisi wenyewe, our job is to monitor whether they have conducted the corruption risk assessments, whether there is leadership commitment towards prevention of corruption. Because at the end of the day, it is your role and mine. Si ni kweli? Yeah, if we don't play our role, our brothers from interior, if you don't play our role in fighting corruption, even illicit brew will not end. Are we together? So it is not some rocket science or a lot of complicated issues. It's what we ourselves as public servants do every day. We are planning to sensitize our children in schools. By the way, as we speak, we have already mainstreamed in the competency-based education, integrity and ethics, from pre-primary all the way up. But we are working with the KICD to ensure that training is entrenched. But beyond that, we always go to the schools, talk to the children, to be people of integrity. We want to nurture their character from childhood, because wanasema sisi wakubwa, we are a lost cause. We lost it long time. Whether you agree or disagree, our future lies in our children. I'm telling you the truth, because you have a few years to go. These guys have time to shape the destiny of our nation. So we continue to educate our learners, both in primary, secondary, and universities. We have a very strong youth program. As we speak, we have realized there's a movement called the Scouts movement, which has a very elaborate grassroots network of young people committed to doing the right thing. We want to work with the Scout movement for peer-to-peer learning among the youth, especially as we are heading towards the election, because we want to elect leaders of integrity. So I just wanted to re-emphasize those so that you have a context. As you contribute, you also see what you think we should do more, or where money should go into. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much. And as a way forward, I believe if you allow, we take a short break, take a cup of tea, be more energized so that we engage. If you have questions, please write them down. We also want to ensure this day is memorable. So we want to have a photo session with this esteemed team to show that very esteemed residents of Mombasa County and other counties around. So would you allow us to take a short break? Yes. For tea? Thank you. So I hand over the program to my regional manager.
So I think we take the photo first. Then we can allow people to have the tea. Tea, I think, will be served from there. From which direction? This way.
Okay, are we ready? Yes.
Mama.